So a collected, more workmanlike canter creates a better jump. A long, flat canter produces a long, flat jump.
In this video, I'm going to talk about how the shape of your canter dictates the shape of your jump. So no, I'm not a jumper rider, but I'm going to canter over this pole to illustrate it. And what I thought was really interesting is I went and I did a few videos with Archie Cox, and he was saying
the shape of the stride is the shape of the jump.
Like if you go to a jump or even a pull and your canter's all flat and strung out, you're not going to have a good jump. But if you go to a pull or a jump and your canter is short and round and bouncy, it's going to be a lot nicer, a lot rounder jump. It's going to be easier to get your distance. And it's so cool because there's such a correlation to dressage riding. In dressage, if we're working on improving our flying changes or our half passes or our pirouettes, we go back to the canter quality, and the more that we can get the canter like short and quick and jumping, that's going to help to improve all of our canter movements. So the two are very much correlated, where it always goes back to the quality of the gait. So to start out with here, I'm going to do a long flat canter to my pole over there. So I'm just going to kind of like let him go on the forehand, let him be nice and long. I'm gonna go here to the jump. Okay, that was a pretty good demonstration of what happens. We're gonna try it once from the right lead. But you could see how that time he basically just like broke to the trot and then picked up the other lead because he had no guidance. Like he didn't know what he should do, and he didn't have enough impulsion in the canter going to the pull. Okay, and there again, so there he was like super long, and I kind of clucked at him, and then he left over the pole. You're such a good boy, Mercurio. But like Mercurio, he's a super forgiving horse, and so he didn't really do anything bad. But if you do that on a horse that's like hot and sensitive, and if you put them in a bad situation like that and put them out of balance, they're going to like bolt, try to buck you off. Like they're going to do something really naughty because they don't feel safe and you haven't prepared them. So I'm going to try it again, but first I'm going to work on improving the quality of my canter. So the way that I improve the quality of my canter is by adding energy without letting the steps get longer. So I'm going to pick up the canter. I'm going to establish a steady contact with my reins a little bit shorter. I'm going to think about little jumping, half halt. So I'm leg, half halt right rein. Leg, half halt right rein. Leg, half halt right rein. So look at my canter now. It's a lot shorter. It's a lot bouncier. Jumping, 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 jumping. Good boy. Super. That was a perfect example. So you could see how, because my canter was so much more adjustable and uphill, good boy, and put together, how he had such a nice jump over, I mean, it wasn't a jump. He had a very nice stride over the pole. For me, it was a jump, but he had a very nice stride over the pole. And he, I think, felt a lot happier about that because he was organized, he was in balance. I was able to stay with him, and it was just a lot more successful. So let's try it from the right lead. And it's the same thing, you know, when I'm training a flying change or a pirouette or a half pass, I always first focus on the canter quality. I really want to make sure that it's uphill, that it's jumping, that I have activity, that the pole's the highest point. Good boy. Boy. And even there, you know, he was a little distracted by a horse, but he still was a lot more able to make the distance, and I was able to control the canter stride before and after the pull. Good boy. Good boy. So much of riding is just about the preparation. And if you prepare your horse to do something, like whether it's a flying change or a jump or anything, it's always about the preparation. And if your horse isn't prepared, if you don't have a good quality canter, if your horse isn't relaxed, you shouldn't do the movement. Whether it's a jump or a flying change or a half pass, you always have to get the preparation and the basics correct and then try the movement. So I hope this video was helpful. Check out the description. I have a free PDF to help you with your canter if you're struggling with that, and I hope you enjoyed this video.
So I said the shape of the canter determines the shape of the jump. Right rein. The shape of the stride is the shape of the jump. So a collected, more workmanlike canter creates a better jump. A long, flat canter produces a long, flat jump. The beauty of horses and horsemanship is we're always learning. We're always learning how to do something a little bit better, or maybe how to do something a little differently.